When it rains, it pours in this next installment of the High Republic.
How you get so big getting food of this kind?
Hello and welcome in. Today I'm talking about the next book in the High Republic that was released. This is A Test of Courage by Justina Ireland. Ireland has previously written Lando's Luck, which was a part of the Flight of the Falcon collection, as well as Spark of the Resistance, which was a part of the Journey to the Rise of Skywalker collection. This time Ireland writes a little bit longer ago in this galaxy far, far away. And this was an absolutely excellent book. While I enjoyed her previous two Star Wars middle grade novels, this is my favorite of the three. This book was able to capture so many big ideas and big themes that are great in Star Wars and would have been great in the High Republic so far, and contextualize it in a way for a younger reader. But it's not just for younger readers. While it is a great entry point into reading Star Wars or reading the High Republic for a younger fan, please don't sleep on this if you're not a younger fan. It had some of the best descriptors for what it's like to be a Jedi struggling with the Force and wrestling between the light and dark that I've read in a Star Wars novel. Not middle grade, not young in general, like in a Star Wars novel. It was really able to capture what it's like to just be a Jedi, really struggling with how impossible it actually is to be a good Jedi. This novel also just deals a lot with loss. The High Republic is about this high time in the galactic Old West, if you will, and it's supposed to be this golden age, but some really rough stuff is happening. There's the great disaster that we get in Light of the Jedi. This is young people dealing and grappling with the consequences of what's going on in the galaxy with the Great Disaster, with the Nihil, and these new villains. There's these 5 characters that are stuck together, and they have to overcome a lot, and it's a novel about dealing with grief. It's a novel about dealing with a change and how you thought your life was going to go. It's a novel about how to deal with a current stress when it reminds you of a previous stress. As far as I know, Justina Ireland can't actually see the future, though the way she writes the Force, it's distinctly possible. But for anyone who's just kind of crawling their way out of 2020 and maybe just really went through it last year, this is a really important book, especially if you're younger and especially if you're looking for something that you can give to a younger reader that can kind of help them maybe understand something really hard that they've been through and how to feel going through that. Even if you're, like I said, not a kid, but you just want somebody to give you a story where it's okay to feel things and to kind of explore what that means. I kind of feel like this is the book we all needed coming out of one of the most ridiculous years in history. And maybe that's not about Star Wars per se, but that's really what I felt reading it. This was like the warm cup of hot chocolate or the bowl of soup that I needed after a really crazy year. And each character is on a different journey, whether it's one, like I said, of direct loss, of losing someone important to you, whether it's losing opportunity that you thought your life was going to go one way, but it's going to go another, whether it's coming to terms with your identity and finding a new part of yourself, whether it's having responsibility for an intense situation put on your shoulders. And granted, maybe you're able to handle that, but you know, you're being tested for the first time. It's all these characters in very different places in life going through a similar thing and learning how to go through that together and how to go through grief and go through strife and stress together. I don't want to keep saying the same thing over and over again, but the word I keep thinking about when I read this book is important. This is needed. It just felt good. It felt sad. There was a lot going on. It's not a book that pulls its punches because it's a, quote, kid's book. It's just something that takes these really intense things in a way that's digestible for kids. And beyond that, the characters were just charming. I mean, you have 5 characters, 4 of which are like adolescent kids or teenagers. You would expect at least one of them to kind of be the, oh gosh, this character again. And none of them were. I was really enjoying the journey that each of them were on. Ireland has a really good way about writing characters, even if they're going through annoying phases in life, or maybe handling their emotions in a way that's totally normal for their age, but can be kind of frustrating. They're just, you understand what they're going through. I constantly find, like, the way characters think about each other in the novel, like, the way that emotion was expressed was fantastic. And I don't really know how to articulate what I'm trying to say, but just, like, the way characters thought about their own motivations, just their internal monologues of, this is how I'm feeling, this is why I'm feeling, this is how I'm reacting to what this person is doing, this is why I think they're doing. It spelled out the emotion, again, in a really good way that would be very helpful for someone who's trying to learn at an age of learning how to process emotion. And it made each character really accessible and relatable, because it wasn't just the bratty character and you didn't know why the bratty character was a brat. You understood what was making each character tick, and it made each one of them endearing in their own way. And the other cool thing was that there were just some illustrations during the story where you got to see the characters in the middle of whatever it is they were going through, which just helped, again, to connect to the characters, to actually know what they look like, what it looks like where they are, and to have more of an image to connect to. If you have a young Star Wars reader, I would absolutely get this for them. If you are not a young Star Wars reader, please, please, please don't sleep on this. Please give Test of Courage a try. I know you won't regret it. If you're wondering where to read this, if you're trying to read everything with the High Republic, I would start with Light of the Jedi. This novel takes place towards the end of Light of the Jedi. This kind of picks up around the third act of the book, and ends around the same time Light of the Jedi ends. You can absolutely read it on your own, on its own. And like I said, if you're giving it to a younger reader who might not be ready to tackle Light of the Jedi just yet, they can absolutely start here and it's fine. But if you're trying to take in the broader project, I would read Light of the Jedi first. But after you're done with Light of the Jedi, I would pick up A Test of Courage immediately. That's what I have to say about this book. Please leave us a comment or follow us on the socials and connect with us there. Until next time, keep it real and fly casual.
Cooking can be fun.